Hello, everyone. I'm Andrew Boylan.
I'm Ian McGill.
I'm Alex Corson.
I'm Butter003.
Yes, we got a new character joining us today, Butter003. And this is his first commentary, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. We wish Dan could make it, but he's currently out of state, so...
We can call him on the phone and get him here.
That'd be funny if we did that. Yeah. So this is a commentary for what I truly believe is the biggest movie that we probably may have done in quite some time. And this is Wonderland 3.
Yep.
Yeah, it's finally out. It took 6 years, but it's out.
Yes. It took about 6 years.
At least 6 years, yeah.
But maybe just say, Andrew, I really like how the movie starts here.
Yeah, what you're looking at, this is all leftover footage from the first movie that never made it in.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how this was going to start, because I knew... Okay, so after we did Wonderland 2, Dan and I had an idea to do Wonderland 3. The original idea for Wonderland 3, it was always going to start off with this song. Like, this was one of the ideas that I had back when I had the inception to do the third one. So, it always started off with this song, Alone Again Naturally, and me just working at Wonderland now that Dan isn't there anymore, and then we try to get Dan back into the Pier to help out in some way. So when we were doing what was going to be Bringing Back the 90s Part 3, I thought, well, why don't we just do that? Why don't we just, because Dan's with us anyway, why don't we just make this Wonderland 3? Because it's a Part 3 anyway, so.
Yeah. There was another opening that we tried to film, but it just didn't come through. And what it was that it was going to start with me meeting you at the Welcome Center, where we talk about, is there anything left to do? And I said, well, I saw the first Wonderland movie, and I found out that the starfish cage were made out of wood because I ran into Wayne by mere coincidence. And Andrew's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, dude. And Andrew's like, you call Ian, I'll call Dan.
Yeah, we were trying to find a way to bookend all this footage that we had because we didn't really have a plan. Like we just filmed all these projects that we were doing.
We just kind of booked it basically.
Yeah, and I didn't know how we were going to do it. Now I was looking. Now, okay, so the reason why I say 6 years to make this movie is because there was so many different ways we could have taken the third film, and one of the ideas I had. One of the early ideas I had was going back to the first movie, looking at all the interviews that we did from the first film, and using stuff that we didn't use, and try to use the leftover stuff into the third movie. That way it ties into the first movie. And this was one of those ideas. Like, we have Dan talking about the Sarficades here. Now, that was not in the first movie, but it's from his interview. And I thought, oh, we're doing the Sarficades. Let's use that,
Yeah.
So, little stuff like that.
Yeah. So basically, the original idea for this year when it comes to release, oh, by the way, those pieces of wood we had to carry, it was heavy. And we weren't lying either. We purchased 20 sheets of plywood to do this. Yeah. And I remember the day, too. It had to be October, I think it was. It was definitely right after Labor Day when the weather started to get cool again and all that. And I was basically... I literally got started junior year of college by the time we started doing this movie. And, that was why,
At one point, this was going to be a Christmas movie, right?
Yeah, so basically, and I was going to say that. So
Wonderland.
Yeah, so basically, the original idea behind all this, and Andrew could elaborate this further, the original plan was that for this year, 2024, we were going to do 2 movies. The first would be Bringing Back the 90s Part 3, which would come out in July. And the second will be Wonderland 3, Merry Noel. And that would come out, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day? Somewhere around that period.
It was going to come out around Christmas time, and instead of doing 7.0, that was going to be our big Wonderland Christmas
special.
That's what we were going to do. Because again... Wonderland 3, for a long time, Wonderland 3 was kind of like Ghostbusters 3. Is it happening? Is it not happening? Yeah. Like, we didn't know what we were going to do. Like, we wanted to do a third one, but we didn't know how we were going to do it, and how do we make it different from the first one and the second one. Yeah. And, like,
you mentioned a long time ago that you knew how Wonderland 3 was going to start and end originally.
Yeah, I just didn't know what it was going to be about. Like, in 2019, Dan and I, we were like, okay, are we going to do the third one? okay, let's see what happens this year. And then we didn't do it. 2020 came. Are we doing it? No. 2021. Are we doing it? No. And then finally, it was after 6.0 where I had the idea, well, what if we made it a Christmas movie? And I thought, okay, that's an interesting idea because that's different. Because again, that was different from the first two. And also, it's not the first time that the third film in a series of movies is a Christmas film. Harold and Kumar did it, and the Vacation movies did it.
Yeah, I was going to say that, yeah.
So I really liked that idea. And then I kind of had this idea for a third movie, for a Christmas movie, and then I thought, it's going to be too much to shoot. And with all the projects that we were doing for part 3, it was like, you know what, let's just combine it all, and that'll be Wonderland 3, because it was just too much. And I didn't have a story. I just had ideas, so...
Yeah,
just kind of
and actually, I think it kind of worked out better because when you came up with the idea of merging Bring It Back to 90s Part 3 and Wonderland 3, it created a whole new narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of projects that we did that I didn't even put into this movie because it was just, well, number one, I didn't have a lot of time to edit it, but also it would have just made the movie way too long. And now we have more side videos that we can post, you know, of these other projects. Like we did one of the penny machine, penny souvenir machine. We did that.
Make it into the movie.
Yeah, none of that made it into the film. I mean, you see it. You see the machine up there next to the man and dog.
Some of the shots. It's working on stuff.
Yeah, that bit right there, that was actually the first time that me, Ian, Andrew, and Dan were all in one area for filming. Like, some people compared it to, like, Avengers Endgame and how everyone came together, and I can totally understand why. Because for the longest time, Dan has always been on a phone or in stock footage, but this was like a real deal scenario here.
They just happened. This wasn't actually planned because originally you and I, we were just going to walk the boardwalk, but then...
Yeah, and then by mere coincidence, Andrew and Dan was there, and we were like, you know what, let's join them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much how it all came to be, basically.
Yeah.
I remember thinking this is a great opportunity because this will be the first time all of us will be on camera together.
Yeah.
After all the
Beatles
videos
of Wonderland
we've done.
have come together.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still haven't met Dan.
You still haven't met him yet?
Really?
Oh, wow. Not even at Wonderland when he's operating the wheel?
No.
Oh, wow.
I talked to him over the phone when you had him on the call one time we were working.
Oh, okay.
That was the only time. Like, I just said hi to him. That was it.
So, are we doing Wonderland 4?
Forever.
Forever.
Yeah. And it actually goes back to what you were saying. Like, if we ever do, like, release more stuff in Wonderland 3, I propose an idea of making this thing called Wonderland 3.5.
I will tell you this, if we do Wonderland 4, we're going to go full Wonderland 2 mode. We're going to write a script,
Yeah.
we're going to go full-blown crazy and just do the...
A fun movie that no one's going to take seriously.
Exactly.
Basically.
Only we're going to be able to release it.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. And we could do it the way that we wanted to, basically.
Exactly, yeah. And also, if we wanted to film outrageous stuff, we could. Because when we shot Wonderland 2, I was only in maintenance for like 2 years at that point. So, like, I wrote all this stuff in the script in the second movie that later on I found out, oh, we can't shoot that. Because there's no way the maintenance man will allow us to do it. But, you know, I'm an adult now. If we want to get in and shoot it, we can do it now.
Yeah.
So, but 7 years ago, we couldn't.
Yeah. Now, if you guys ever saw the video that I posted not long ago, actually, literally a week before this movie came out, I created like a recap video detailing the Wonderland trilogy for those who may not understand what we're talking about or what the context of all this was. But I'll kind of elaborate it here real quick. So, in 2015, right after Andrew and Dan brought back the 90s aesthetic to the Man and Dog, and before the YouTube videos existed, he and Dan collaborated to make a documentary titled Wonderland. And what it was is it was a documentary. It was made to celebrate the Pier's 50th anniversary, basically. And it featured all these key interviews with the park's personnel and maintenance departments. They gave them a lot of video and footage of the pier from over, like, what, the 50 years that it existed up to that point.
More than that, we had fun deck footage from the 50s.
Yeah, from the 50s, yeah. He was even given 8mm film footage of Wonderland in its early years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you guys seen it. Like, we released snippets of it. Now, unfortunately, even though he and Dan did try to get the movie released, Wonderland, but unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond their control, they weren't able to. But we did a DVD run for it, and I have a copy, Ian has a copy, you have a copy, and Butters here has a copy.
Yes.
Yeah, when we released the first film, we showed it to the ride out. It didn't really get released, but when we made the first movie, we screened it for the ride operators, the personnel department, the maintenance department, and even the owner. You know, they all came and we all watched it in the pizza shop before it was the pizza shop.
Yeah.
You know, 6th Street Pizza. It was originally, well, at that point it was like a mini golf area, but in the summer of 2015, which was the year the first film came out, it was empty. There was nothing in there. So we just all brought everybody in there one night after we closed in the middle of July, and we watched the movie, and it was kind of cool. And then, I said, "Do you guys want DVD releases?" And they said, "Sure." So a few people got DVDs, and then Dan and I wanted to make the second movie, and we moved on to that.
Yeah. So 3 years after that, like you said, you guys did Wonderland 2. And unlike the first film, which was a documentary, Wonderland 2 was a narrative-driven story that was mostly a situational comedy.
Yeah.
It was basically about the day in the life of a person working at the park's maintenance department during one of the busiest days of the year. It's meant to be absurdist, over-the-top, comedic, all that different stuff. So,
well, it started off in the strangest way because, we did the first movie. We started the first movie in, I think, late July of 2014, and it took us about 10, 11 months to get it finished. And then we released it in the summer of 2015. And then for the next year and a half to 2 years, we tried re-editing the movie. There's like several, that's why there's so many different edits of the movie on DVD. We tried re-editing the movie to get it released theatrically, trying to sell DVDs in the park, and nothing was really happening. And then when we were doing the first Christmas edition for The Man and Dog, I remember Dan was working on the Downtown Gillians in Asbury, and I was filming his interview for the first Christmas edition. And he was showing me at that time, "Hey, we found new footage of Wonderland from the 80s, check this out." And we're like, "Oh, I wish we had had this in the movie." And then we're like, "Well, we got to make a second movie." So we had to make a second film. So we did, and we thought, let's just make a random, fictionalized comedy, and we'll base it off the success of our documentary from the first movie, which I thought that was a good tie-in. This took like at least a month. I started doing this when Frontier Saga was airing. This was like late August.
So this could have made it into that.
It was going to this and the Stars. I was trying to get the Stars into Frontier Saga, but that never happened because it took longer than I thought. I could have gotten that into Frontier Saga if I worked harder, but I didn't get this done until the end of September, so it didn't make it in. So I thought I will save it for next year.
Came out really good.
It did, yeah. During this time when I was painting those, that was when I was just starting to get into Nirvana. Like, I remember playing Come As You Are a lot on my phone, painting those diamonds.
How long were those there for?
Oh, they've been there since the building got built in '65.
So they just kind of faded away?
Well, they were red in the 60s and the early 70s, and somewhere I think in the late 70s, early 80s, they just painted them white. So I thought, let's bring it back.
yeah.
Yeah, some of this is out of order. I tried to keep all the events, all the projects that we did in order when they were filmed, but we're trying to tell a story at the same time, and it's like we're also doing a documentary, so it's kind of all over the place. And I'll tell you one thing, most of 98% of this movie was edited 5 days before it came out.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding. I was lazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like Trey Parker and Matt Stone, when they do a South Park episode, they only have a week to make it.
Yeah.
That's what this felt like.
Yeah, that stuff you see here, that was from the concept of Wonderland 3, Merry Noel.
Yeah, we got some good shots, and I thought, we're taking down the Christmas stuff here. Let's use some of those shots. And
yeah.
So.
There you are, Butters.
This is like the first and only time, I think, where you see us tearing down Christmas stuff.
Yeah, that's never been in the video before.
Yeah.
Christmas edition 6.0, but in reverse.
It's 6.5.
That was negative 6.0.
Hey, it's Rocky Mouse again. I had to. I'm sorry.
That actually makes an appearance later.
Rocky's not going to open up his eyes are closed right now. The
Yeah.
show being live, and that's because his eyes are in such bad condition we can't open them.
Yeah, I was starting to try to get the paint off to try to bring back the original print.
Yeah.
And so, but I didn't get to finish it, so there's little blue marks on his eyes, so his eyes are just stuck closed right now.
Yeah.
But really it's because the mask is like on the eyelids. That's the real reason.
The mask and the eyelids are messed up on him. I don't know why.
Yeah. I think it's because the screws just don't hold it up all the way, so it kind of sags down a little bit, and then it just sits on the eyelids.
I'm kind of tempted to freeze the air hoses with his eyelids up. That way his eyes will go back and forth. I know it won't look like he's sleeping like everybody else when they're done, but at least when his eyes move back and forth, they won't get ruined.
Yeah.
I guess that's...
And very recently, too, we're encountering issues now with Hank's jaw.
Well, yeah, but that's a simple fix. You
Yeah.
guys got to find some parts for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like something fell off of it. Did the rod like fall off?
It did.
Oh yeah.
It did. And there's supposed to be a
We
part.
can look for it in the neck. It probably fell down.
It probably is. Yeah, I mean, I took a little bolt and a screw and a washer to hold it up. I mean, it's holding it up, but it's not the proper
It's gonna wear
part.
it down,
That's the
actually.
thing. Yeah.
It's okay. I've been getting in touch with people who know how to like replicate every part of a cyberamic.
Really?
They can make it like out of aluminum,
Oh, that's awesome.
and they said they'd be willing to give us a discount
Oh,
Because-
fantastic.
because it's a public show and they understand the importance of public shows. So
Yeah.
they're willing to help.
Okay, so he just took off.
And they would also have the part that holds the jaw on,
Oh,
like
really?
the plate with the screws. Because Henrietta, Hank, and Tony don't have that. They just have a washer and a nut with a bolt going through the bottom. But if we had that part, then their mouths would not fall off like they've been falling off.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 Nights at Freddy's reference.
Yes.
Is that the boy of 87?
First you killed Rocky and now Borders.
Borders is on the FBI's most wanted list.
Don't worry, Rocky has.
Yeah, so it's funny that you guys are talking about animatronics because throughout the entire time of us making this movie, it seemed like Chuck E. Cheese is finally listening to their fans for once.
Oh yeah.
Because they started doing like these retro stores. They started bringing. They kind of like saw kind of like a little bit of the criticism the new stores have. So they're bringing back retro stores. They're keeping 2 animatronic shows.
They actually raised the number to 5.
Really?
5 shows. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's like one out. There's one at a flagship store somewhere out in San Jose, California. Another one is in somewhere in New York.
There's actually 2 in New York, and then there's going to be 1 in, I think Illinois, and then
Yeah.
1 in South Carolina or North Carolina.
Yeah. And they just opened up like a 2000s era Chuck E. Cheese.
They did.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
I think it's been all over the presses, basically. I forget where it is, though, but...
Yeah, the whole time this is going on, Chuck E. Cheese started.
Yeah, this day. This went
yeah, so
like we worked on a little bit, then we ran into the pizza shop, came back, worked a little bit, then ran into the pizza shop to
Oh,
keep
yeah.
ourselves warm.
That's right. Yeah, we had to keep going into the pizza shop to warm up because it was so
it was like a few
So
only
cold.
places in the pier where you could
Yeah.
actually get warmth.
like
Because we had a really cold winter.
well, the pizza shop did have heat, but we couldn't work in there. That was the issue. Like I remember. Okay, so the classroom, which we call it the classroom, but it's a break room. That had working heat, but you guys had like a portable heater
Yeah.
that you brought with you
Yeah.
to help out.
Right.
And it's a small room, so that room got heated up in like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it felt really good.
yeah. And when all was said and done, the whole room was just covered in sawdust everywhere.
Yeah, it stunk cleaning that up, and I remember thinking like, oh, this is cool because I was getting a lot of Get Back vibes when we were shooting this because
Yeah.
it's kind of like in the Get Back movie. You know, they started at Twickenham, then they moved to the studio, and now they're in the studio for the rest of the movie. It was like same thing here. We're outside at Music X for half the movie. Now we're in here,
Yeah, once
and
the
then
weather got
we're going to
cold.
move up to the Frontier Station.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, one of the trailers that you saw for the movie, okay, it's a movie where it has like these flashing images and all that stuff. and it had like that trailer tune to it. I actually edited that on my campus at Stockton University. For real. I had access to the university's Mac labs, literally in the basement where our television facilities are at, and I was able to edit that trailer in Final Cut Pro, because we have Final Cut Pro and such.
Really?
So I was able to cut it, I was able to upscale in 4K, like it looked like a real legitimate thing.
Yeah, that trailer came out really good. I was impressed with that.
Yeah.
Did you use like a professional editing software for that?
Yeah, it was like on a Mac machine. Like it wasn't like it was a Macintosh basically, but it came loaded with Final Cut, Adobe Premiere, After Effects, and all these different editing programs.
I exaggerated a little there. I seriously remember him going crazy there. Then I watched the episode. I'm like, oh, maybe I was exaggerating.
I like the little kind of cutaway gags you got going in this movie.
Oh yeah. Because I figured, like, if they're going in the movie and if the adults are going to watch us with their kid, they might not know what we're talking about. So it's better to show them.
And it's funny how one of the cutaways is literally a Family Guy cutaway.
Yeah. Now this was, I believe, February or something.
Yeah.
February 4th, I think it was.
This
I should have put the dates up, but again, some of this footage is out of order,
Oh,
so I didn't
this
want to
bit
put a
here.
timeline. This was going to go in the trailers, and I never put it in. Yeah, this is from Seinfeld. If you've seen Seinfeld, you know that bit. That's
Slow motion falling.
yeah. When Jerry pushes Elaine out of the way and she goes falling down in slow motion, that was a good one.
Yeah, it was also good too because the weather was a little bit warm that day, and we were able to, have the sun hit the paint and all that.
That picture blew up on YouTube.
It
man.
did.
They
Like,
were
people-
excited.
Now this was at a point where they had to get everything ready for Palm Sunday, so everything had to be moved from the classroom up to that area. Now the lucky part for us was that the monorail was closed for a good while until
Yeah, like just looking at this footage brings back. I hate to say this, but it brings back flashbacks for me, which aren't pretty. It was like it was a bad time when we were shooting this because it was a combination of everything hitting the roof that I had bottled up for so long. I don't want to go into it because a lot of it's private, but basically
Yeah.
it was like so many emotions coming up to the surface, and I almost lost my job at Wonderland at the time during this, and I blew up on YouTube, and I got so angry about it. People were like, "What? You're quitting the Man and Dog?" I'm like, "No, it's not that," but it was crazy.
Yeah,
It just felt like nothing was going right.
Yeah.
Because we had that mess up there for 2 months. The train wasn't opening. We weren't getting the recognition. I wasn't getting reimbursed. We weren't getting the stars up. It was like, it was too much.
So much was happening with this movie. I honestly can't believe you were able to do all of this.
Yeah, it was also crazy on my end because, like I said, literally the entire year of us making this movie, I was going through junior year of college at Stockton.
Yeah.
I created a pilot episode of a television show recorded in our university's television station, and I got to interview a semi-professional athlete named Ben Gravy. He actually became the first person to surf all 50 states of the nation, so that was pretty cool. And I knew him for years as well, so that was that.
Now, this day, I wasn't here this day. I was up in Gloucester doing a parade for St. Patrick's.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier, how they don't have the proper piece to get the jaw on and off. So we were trying to undo like a nut on the bottom of the jaw and a screw on the top, and it was just not fitting. So that's why this was so difficult. You can see I'm spinning a screwdriver on the top of his mouth.
Oh, by the way, if you guys do hear like any noises, it's pouring rain outside while we're doing this, so
it's pouring.
yeah, it's coming down pretty good.
It's raining.
Humid summers, though, that's what you get. But yeah, so in addition to me doing a pilot episode of my television show, I was also interning for university's television. So I got to meet like all kinds of different people. And I also created a movie as well for my senior seminar. And it was a comedy called A Day in the Life, which was just like this. It was like Wonderland 2, basically. It's meant to be absurdist and everything. Like, it's a story about me navigating a day in the life through my life, basically. Mario shows up out of the blue. And then at the end of the movie, I included the car chase scene for
Are you
Wonderland
going to
2.
eventually put that on your channel?
I want to, but I'm like, yeah, I don't know, like, because I know some kids at my university already done so who knows?
They put it on their channel?
Yeah. Boys with the... Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Real life Five Nights at Freddy's, anybody?
Yeah. I was FaceTiming you guys at that time.
I think you also texted pictures to Dan, didn't you?
Yeah, we kept Dan in the loop. I was sending him stuff because he kept calling me all the time, asking me, hey, when are the stars going up? By the way, that was done, what you're seeing there, that was filmed in early September of 2023. So
I like the way it kind of feels like it's happening all at the same time.
yeah, because he was never up there with the four of us. The only time Dan was in the movie was when we were cutting the stars.
Yeah, like I said, I never met him.
Yeah, so I wanted to make it look like he was up there with us.
Yeah. Oh, I think this is a part where, like, we create, like, memes.
This is
We
something
do that
decided
almost
on.
all the time.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout this whole movie we were making memes.
Yeah. We were doing it in the Christmas.
Yeah.
We've done it in the Christmas stuff. And we're probably going to do it again in future Christmas stuff. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Oh, the rain stopped. That's good. That's not
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this footage went on and on and on. I had to cut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the brown paint on the back of his eyelids. That's the original.
I think this is the
yeah.
first time we took Tony's mask off.
Yeah, it was.
Mhm.
There's Ubi.
Oh, that one. Well, first before Ubi, it's Beaker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had to do that.
I remember you sent us a picture of you editing this part with no context.
Yeah. Oh, this bit.
That's what it looks like, yep.
This is literally his eyes on the
Yeah,
mouth.
it's so weird.
Actually, the thing with Ubi, I think the couple people that worked on Sesame Street created the show.
Really?
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. And you can tell because, like, the way they move their hands and all that.
Oh, yeah, it's like the puppeteering.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to say this now. Okay, so Ubi was on Noggin, okay? I used to watch Noggin all the time when I was younger. And in addition to, like, all the stuff that I would see on, like, PBS and Nickelodeon and all that stuff, there were two shows I think stood out to me. Ubi and The Upside Down Show.
I don't remember that one.
It's basically a show where, like, you have these two guys with, like, the invisible remote control, you know? It's meant to be, like, absurdist, basically, but...
Here's the start of the chessboard.
Looks like a yeah. I think, Andrew, how many sockets did you order here?
300.
300. Jeez,
Yeah.
I forgot all about it.
It's 50 per star.
Yeah.
So.
Like I said, like the reason why I'm kind of speaking in broad strokes a bit is because because like I said, I was going through junior year of college. I was jumping between that, trying to make my movie for school, and then trying to make this movie. So it was like bigger, longer, and uncut in a sense. Because South Park, Trey and Matt actually said in our commentary that they don't even remember making the movie because they were so busy trying to make the movie and the TV show. So
Here's what I remember mostly from making this movie was coming into Wonderland early in the morning at like 6 a.m. when nobody was there, and staying there after everybody went home for months. I was doing that. Like for the longest time, it was just me and that CD player playing Nirvana Unplugged, playing Dane Cook live comedy records, playing the Eagles, the Beatles, everything. Like the times when the four of us are there, that was only a couple times. Me, I was there almost all the time, touching stuff up,
Yeah.
painting stuff.
Yeah.
Because I didn't film everything.
yeah, I did.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
People have clipped this so many times since this movie came out.
You gave me this clip like months ahead, and I'm like, I wanted to put it in the trailers, And I'm like, nah, save it for the movie, because then they'll really be surprised.
Thank you all for attending Tony's year's funeral. If you look to your left, you'll see a big chunk of rocky water waiting for you.
This was pretty cool. I'm glad you took pictures of you doing this.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, these pictures came out good too.
Yeah, I couldn't get footage of it, so I would just take pictures every time I did something. So there's that's the old fabric. It still had its shape to it even after it was taken off.
Wow. You see the difference?
Yeah, I just used a shirt for the lip. It's just a red shirt.
It works though.
Yeah, that hole's for the mustache mechanism.
Looks like a big giant like mole, you know, that you.
Yeah, look, he was green underneath that whole time.
Wow.
That's
looks
what
like
probably should be
looks like a
replaced.
Hulk. Looks like Hulk or Kermit.
Yeah, all those seams there. You didn't actually need those. That's why it took so long.
How long did it take for your brothers to do all this?
I think almost 2 weeks for this one. The rest of them took a lot less time though, because I got the hang of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the hands. I got measurements from someone who owns official hands. for
Yeah.
those.
A couple of the maintenance men came up and looked at the man dog, and then they looked at me and they went, "Dude, did you guys make any changes to them?" I'm like, "Yeah, we got them new coats of fur and we, cleaned them up a bit."
Oh, he's actually wearing a Mario.
They actually gave really high praises. Like they thought they looked fantastic.
Yeah, Kapchak was impressed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he saw Tony and he couldn't believe it because he could see the difference.
I didn't know he saw that. That's cool.
Yeah, that was back in like April, I think he noticed. I had to take the trash because remember they had trash bags on them
Yeah.
for a while because here's the thing. So that was another thing. So the monorail, the reason why, it was a total mess up there for 2 months. We left the mess up there because the train wasn't open because they were getting stuff ready. So like March, April, May, the train wasn't open, but the rest of the pier was open, and I didn't want people to see what we were doing because I wanted to keep everything a surprise for the movie. So we had to keep covering them up with trash bags so nobody would see the changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the original plan was in January. We were going to put trash bags over them after we were done taking the Christmas stuff down, but then we didn't. So then they ended up having trash bags on them kind of in the spring
Yeah.
just to cover them up. And because of the painting and sanding, it was good to have them covered.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else here.
We had a ton of footage of us trying to scrape the paint off of the stage.
Yeah.
That you're gonna see that in the movie in a little bit too.
Well, not all of it. I mean, I decided not to use it, but we had. Remember when Ian brought in that fluid,
Yeah.
that paint stuff? What was that called? Was it paint thinner?
Oh, yeah, that the citrus.
Yeah.
The strip.
We tried
Paint
because when the sander didn't work, we tried to use that, and then I just gave up.
Yeah, because the blue apparently
Oh, that
was
blue.
latex paint.
Yeah, that was hard to get the blue off.
Yeah.
So I said, screw it. Let's make it look like wood. Let's just dry brush it.
I am trying my best not to make a Beavis and Butthead joke to what you just
Oh,
said.
Edit that out.
But in all fairness and seriousness, though, like I think this is the best Tony has looked.
Oh, yeah.
Yup.
Eyes are back, baby.
Yup.
Eyes are back, baby.
You know what's great about doing these?
What?
Every time we do a new one, it's always like a reintroduction in case we have new people come in. Because
Yeah.
they don't know everything. And
No.
They don't have time to watch 20 videos before they get to this.
Yeah.
Or 20 specials, I should say.
Yeah.
I did send these to I sent a playlist that I have of like all the most like important Man and Dog videos to watch if you want to know everything that happened. I sent that to a few people. I think they watched maybe 2 of them.
Yeah. There's too many. And because it's the same thing every time.
Yeah.
We're going to... Yeah, right, Ian?
You good?
We're going to change stuff. We're going to make some memes. They're going to sing Rocky Top. That's it. And maybe we'll show some footage from the 90s. That's it. It's the same thing every time. It's just a different title.
Yeah.
The number keeps going up.
The one big thing that we want to do one day, just to make it different, is to do a rooftop concert.
We could do it. We could get drums on the roof. I'm not kidding. Like that roof.
That'd be a nightmare, though.
Like I know, like sometimes, but I've been up there so many times. Like you guys are like, oh, like we possibly could fall through and everything with it. No, we're not. I don't think we could. I
You don't
think
think a drum set would fall through?
I don't think so. No, it's pretty.
It looks pretty stable.
It is stable up there. Trust me. I think it's good. Yeah.
This may not have been the first time we brought the 90s back, but it was the first time that the 2000s were gone. Because those are Rocky's 2000s eye fur. I was yanking them off with the vice grips. And Tony's 2000s fur, Henrietta's 2000s fur, all that's gone. Or that stuff was still there the whole time.
Wow.
That piece of fur there, that was from Tony's mouth. So that was how I was able to do that after redoing him.
Rocky's officially a pirate.
I just realized something. If we took Rocky's ears away and gave him crazy hair, he would look like Beetlejuice. Because he's got the black around his eyes just a little bit.
Yeah.
And his
There's
face is white anyway, so it would work.
Speaking of Beetlejuice, there's a new Beetlejuice movie coming out.
I know, right? Who's excited?
Yeah.
I'm going.
I'm probably going to make enemies by making this statement here, but I've never seen Beetlejuice.
You've never seen the first
Are you
one?
serious?
No, I didn't see the first.
You're a film student. You've never seen that?
I've seen bits and pieces. Okay. I've seen bits and pieces
Oh,
of
that's a good
Beetlejuice.
movie.
Yeah.
It's okay, I haven't seen
What?
most of the movies you guys talk about.
What bits and pieces have you seen?
I think that the ending, or like his head gets shrunk or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the like mid-credits scene, right?
Have you
Yeah.
seen the sandworm scene?
I don't think so.
Oh, dude, that wasn't nightmare fuel for me. It wasn't. I just thought that thing was so cool looking,
Yeah.
creepy. But I always thought that thing was Beetlejuice. Because he
I thought it
transforms
was
into
supposed
different
to be.
things.
It's not supposed to be him, so it's a different character.
It's a different character, yeah. But I always thought it was him because it's black and
I
white,
actually
and he
did.
transforms into different things sometimes. So
Oh,
that's
but
what I
it eats
always
them
thought.
at the end. Spoilers, but...
Oh yeah,
it's not him,
all
right?
three of people
Yeah.
who haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. What about the cartoon show? Did you guys ever check that out?
I never grew up
I
with
never
that.
heard of that, actually.
I didn't. I've seen snippets of that, but I
Oh,
never
that-
saw that.
Okay, now that TV that I played right there, I download. Some guy took music from the various Sonic games, made them like VHSified or whatever, and like just put in like backgrounds of like Sonic backgrounds, and it's just so nostalgic. And I had to play it in the background, obviously, and it fits so well.
That music is the Sonic 3 file select theme, right?
Yeah, actually, that was from Sonic Jam. That music
Oh,
that you
okay.
hear is from Sonic Jam.
But it's like a remix of...
Yeah, basically, that's what it was. Basically, yeah, it was a remix from Sonic 3, and
Yeah, it fit pretty well. I remember hearing that a lot when working up there.
yeah, I was also playing weather scan music up there
Oh, yeah,
too.
that too.
Oh yeah, that's the perfect kind of music to play on a rainy day like today. You know, when
Yeah.
it's pouring outside.
Yeah, just sit in front of the TV and just watch weather scan all day long, the same way people would with MTV back in the '80s.
Somehow I'm gonna work that weather music into a movie because that music is just I've listened to that music forever.
That's good soundtrack movie. That's actually good music.
It is, and
soundtrack.
I think it's public domain. I don't think the Weather Channel owns that.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I don't think,
I'd be
even if it
surprised.
is, I don't think they could. I don't think they could really care, honestly. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So for this bit here, I was thinking cinematic here, so I got really fancy with the camera angles and all that.
Oh, you know what else I didn't put in here? Remember when we got that electrician guy that you know?
Yep.
Yeah, he came up to the pier, and we were messing around with the stars, trying to get him to light.
Yeah.
And you filmed some footage for that. I didn't put any of that in this movie because it didn't go anywhere, so I didn't bother. But I still have it. I mean, maybe when we get the stars hung up, I'll put that in.
Yeah. Now, actually, I'm just going to say this now. I think the wiring was the tricky part.
Well, yeah.
Well, here's what I found out. These things have to be wired as they're being hung. Because you got to make holes in the building for the wire to go through, and then you have to wire it inside, up against, go down into the panel, and you need an electrician for that. Like we cannot do our job is done. We made them, we made the sockets, they're in there, we painted it.
Yeah.
Now we have to
And
get an
here's the
electrician to
thing:
do the
we're
rest.
not electricians, basically.
No, we need an electrician to do that part. now.
The Rock-afire documentary.
We were watching that just,
Yeah, that's
from
perfect.
Tony.
I still say a Rock-afire Explosion could fit right where Monorail Unloading is in that spot over there.
Probably.
I say we could fit one there. We could.
Yeah.
I could see Rolf and then the band and then Billy Bob on the other side. We could fit them.
This was from the first Wonderland movie, right?
This was from the first movie, yeah. And I wanted to use stuff that we had of Roy that we didn't use for the first. We didn't use in the first film. This is from the first film, but people haven't seen the first movie on YouTube, and we've never uploaded.
I don't think
from Roy.
I don't think that people have seen an ad for Hunch Pier before.
Well, that's from YouTube. The Hunch Pier ad. Yeah, I got that from YouTube.
I think this is the first time you've uploaded one of Roy's segments to YouTube.
It is, yeah. I had to get permission for that.
Yeah. But yeah, basically in the interview, he talks about how, like, he took influence from the spinning sign of Hunch Pier, and he included that for his place.
That picture's from the late 60s, by the way.
Yeah.
And this is from 1975.
When one of the hurricanes came through and blew everything apart.
And that's when they decided to put the famous garage doors on them.
That's like the most widely circulated photo right there.
Yeah.
One of them. Yeah.
Get rid of all the creases and all that.
Yeah,
It looked a lot better.
yeah, it really. I think it was pretty obvious from the get go. They really need that touch up.
Finally got Rocky's eyelashes back.
Yeah.
That's some of Bubba's leftover fur, I think.
Yeah,
Sitting in the
you're
box.
right. It is.
And then I used some of Rocky's leftover fur for Hank's eyelashes. But that's later.
Mm-hmm. So, how long is this going to take? You can't rush art. Toy Story 2 turns 25 this year.
Oh man, I remember when it came out. Has it been that long?
Okay, Toy Story. Okay, let me just say this now about Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2, I feel, is just as superior as the first film, if not better.
Exactly
That's
how
what
I feel.
most people say. I don't know. I really like the first one, personally. That's my favorite. But I get
that
why
rate's
people like
coming
the
on and off again. Jeez.
We are recording this at 1:58 p.m. right now, and Wonderland opens in an hour. I wonder if they're going to open the outside today. Probably not in this weather.
It's already really dark out.
Yeah, it's like hurricane dark outside.
Mm-hmm.
Not out there over the horizon, but above us. Yeah.
This is also from the first Wonderland movie, too.
Yeah,
This is the extended cut.
it's the extended. Yeah, because it goes on a little longer than it did in the
Yeah.
first movie.
We also, I think we included this in the 30th anniversary movie, too.
Yeah,
We did, yeah, but I wanted to get Wayne in the third film somehow.
Yeah.
I wonder what that was used for. I was wondering what that was.
That I think was used for that animatronic coyote that used to sit on the log float, which we still have.
What?
It's the same fur.
Gallery?
Well, that's a first.
No, not in the shoot. No. It was. I don't know if it was in the shooting gallery. No, it was in the. It was at the log flume. It sat on the
Oh,
rocks.
that? Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was like a cougar.
Yeah. Its
Yeah,
head
not
moved
mine.
back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still have
I
that.
don't think I ever knew about that.
That's actually a first for me. I didn't know about that.
I think we still have it. I don't think they threw it out. I saw it earlier this year. I hope they didn't throw it out.
Yeah.
Wayne should get that and put it in a dark ride.
Mm.
We could. I don't see why not.
Oh, look who we decided to join.
Maisie's
us.
walking around here. My dog Maisie. She's
Yeah.
in the room with us.
Yeah. She's just walking around, just doing her thing,
Oh wow! I should have gotten paint and painted those eyelids when I had the chance.
I think each mask we did took longer to take off than the one before it. Rocky's was the quickest. Tony's didn't take that long.
Hank's mask is the easiest to take off.
It is now.
Yeah, it is
When
now.
we
Yeah.
first got it off, I remember that took me and Ian like a few hours to get that mask
Oh
off.
wow!
Which one?
Hanks.
Bubba? Oh, Hanks. Yeah, Hanks.
Hanks took forever. And Henrietta's was
No,
really tough.
Henrietta's. Yeah.
That was probably the longest.
Well, that was screwed in on the side, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
couldn't,
The side
and it was
mask.
rusted. You couldn't get that off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I eventually got those screws out when I had her mask in my house.
That image.
I was editing the movie, and like 48 hours before it was supposed to go out, I'm like, "Oh, I didn't include that picture. I've been posting it all over YouTube. We got to put it in the movie."
Oh my goodness. I remember that. I remember when, I literally remember that you literally spent 48 hours, like literally, we're up 48 hours, mind you,
Yeah.
editing the movie without any sleep. And you were telling me this, and I was like, how are you still alive?
Oh, I was.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
man!
dude.
Yes.
That is
I felt like we
cursed.
had to do that. It was the first time we ever had two of their masks up at the same time. I think it was the only
That
time.
is cursed.
Very cursed.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but Bubba's mask took a while to take off because the metal pieces that are supposed to hold their masks on, which Tony is really the only one that still uses those. Bubba has one, but it's not like in use. It's got a screw running through it. So we had to get a screw out all the way through the entire distance of the mask. That's why he took a while. But the other ones were even longer. So.
Yeah. Now this bit here, I think that was shot in like...
Yeah, we're going back in time. Like, you just saw us working on The Man and Dog. That was in late March. This is, that was late March of 24. This is October of 23.
Oh, I
Like-
thought this was later.
Like, literally,
It was during the fall, basically.
like, the scene where the four of us are in the maintenance shop and I say there is a way it can be done, this was the next thing we did right after we were in the maintenance shop. Later that same day.
Yeah.
So and again, this project never went anywhere, but I thought it was pretty cool footage of the four of us together. Dan's doing his thing with the giant wheel, and I thought, let's use it.
Yeah.
And then we found out all the lights were shot, so even if we did fix that thing, it still wouldn't have worked.
Oh, the LEDs on the backside.
Yeah,
stopped working?
it's been 12 years, man. That they're shot. I mean, even Maxtron doesn't make it like that anymore.
Yeah. So basically, the substitute for that, because I've noticed too on the back, they had to purchase like these big, huge, like square LED lights. Just have them aim at the base of the wheel, and just like that.
Well, that's a temporary thing for now until we get the lights fixed. But this thing went nowhere. I mean, the only way this could have worked is if the LED lights on the wheel still worked, and they don't. So
Yeah.
it didn't matter if we fixed this or not. But it did give the audience a chance to see what the Maxtron light program looked like on his
Now
laptop.
what exactly is Maxtron? Is that like a company?
That's the company that makes the LED lights for the wheel. Yeah. Yeah, and people got to see what this looked like, and they also got to see what the giant wheel program looked like on his laptop.
Yeah.
Because I remember helping Dan do. Okay, so we got the giant wheel lights in 2012. That's when they switched it. In 2014, when we were in the, I remember that summer I was going through thrift stores because we were bringing back the 90s the first time, and we were also making the Wonderland documentary. And Dan was doing the giant wheel light show. So I remember when we would be done working at Wonderland, we would go back to his condo on 6th Street, and we would just work on the giant wheel lights and the documentary until like 2 in the morning. Like almost every night that summer, we were just working.
That sounds like a really fun time.
Oh, it was great. It was great. We were 10 years younger. I mean, I was. How old was I? I was 21 then. Yeah, I was 21.
You were around like my age at the time.
Yeah.
Well, except I turned 25.
Yeah, I remember Dan saw this movie, like literally the next day he called me up and he goes, "Hey, I saw Wonderland 3. I'm like, what'd you think?" He goes, "Dude, I look so different in that footage, my interview. I sound so young there." I'm like, well, yeah, it was 10 years ago, man.
I think he sounds the same today, I think, right? Or maybe that's just me.
I think he sounds the same, but but he does look a lot younger in that interview in the beginning.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember it was actually a really chill night. Like, we were just hanging out, we were just opening up the...
I remember we were filming this, and I really liked that you were getting all this footage, and I was just hoping that Jay Gilliam wasn't going to walk in.
Yeah.
Or any maintenance man or anything like that. I was just hoping nobody was going to walk in, because, and again, we wouldn't have gotten in trouble or anything, but, like, I'm like, oh, this is great footage. I don't want it to get ruined.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody come in and stop the filming.
I really like actually, what I like about it is the sky in the back. Like, I love the abstract colors. Like, I just like that.
Yeah, well, this was...
This was during sundown.
Yeah, this was... I forget what day it was, but I know this was like 2 weeks before Halloween.
Yeah.
This was, yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't like too bad weather-wise, so...
Yeah.
I also remember going back to what you said about Nirvana, I was getting into Nirvana as well during that period. Because I remember around late August, early September, I listened to MTV Unplugged for the first time.
Oh, really?
Nirvana's concert. I was hooked. I loved what I hear. And I know you, and I'm going to say this now. I'm not a big fan of grunge music, but I do love Nirvana. I especially love Alice in Chains, especially.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't like grunge music, but I love Nirvana. It's because he wrote catchy songs.
Yeah. I think Kurt
Yeah.
Cobain said long ago that the Beatles were his inspiration.
I think everybody that's picked up an instrument post 1970 has listed the Beatles as an inspiration. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah. Yes, and actually not too long ago, like literally this week, I listened to Green Day's album for the first time, the third album. It's called Dookie. And that album is awesome. Like, if you guys like grunge, if you guys like Green Day and Nirvana, Green Day provides that aesthetic, only except it's like clearer sound, basically. You know, but it's all good stuff. And Dale, if you're watching this, you know what's up. Because my friend Dale, he loves all that stuff as well. So
I remember I got into Green Day a little bit when I was like 13, 14. Because I remember when American Idiot came out, and that was everywhere. And I was in 6th grade when American Idiot came out, and everybody was... You heard that all over the radio, everywhere.
Yeah, American Idiot was actually Green Day's comeback album.
Yeah, that was pretty big. And I remember, and you know, Seinfeld, you know, their song was on the finale for Seinfeld. I remember that.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of early 2000s bands that tried to sound like like Simple Plan tried to sound like they had that Green Day sound. You know what I mean?
Well, they did say that Dookie actually served as like an influence for some musicians to go down that direction.
Yeah, it's got that late 90s, early 2000s sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's raining again.
Yeah, it's going to be raining all day.
Yeah. Like, and actually that's the thing too. I like the summer, but what I hate about it is that it gets humid and sometimes it rains a lot. And I'm just over here like...
I'm ready for the fall. I'm ready for the fall, man. I'm ready to start, like, I want the pumpkin soap in the bathroom. I want the Halloween movies out. I want Charlie Brown out again. Like, I'm ready for Christmas. Halloween, Thanksgiving,
Well,
Christmas, I'm ready.
actually, the day of recording this commentary, it's technically Christmas in July.
That's true. Today's July 25th. So, what, 5 months from today, it's Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, yeah, so this is how the lighting program works.
Yeah, but it was the wrong Ethernet cable. Yeah, the only reason I kept this in is because it was footage of the 4 of us working on the wheel lights. It didn't go anywhere. I had to eventually write it. I think I write in the movie, this project goes nowhere.
Really?
I think I did, yeah.
But still,
It's
you
still
know,
good to be
but
able
I
to
still
see
feel
how
like it's important to put that in just for history's sake, you know?
Yeah.
It's like John Lasseter with the Black Friday reel, you know?
Oh, with Toy Story?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
At least
Yeah, have you guys ever heard of that
That
story?
would have ruined the whole movie.
Oh, have you seen those reels?
Yep.
That's not Toy Story. It's completely different. It's awful.
Yeah, for guys, for those of you who don't know, when Pixar was making Toy Story, Disney wanted Woody to be like this edgy character. Like he wants him to be very cynical and everything.
Yeah.
And when they showed it to Disney executives, especially Roy Disney, they gave one look to the Pixar crew and said, "This is garbage. What is even this?" Because it wasn't their movie anymore.
Throw him out the window like he did the Buzz.
And Disney basically said, "Listen, we're going to shut you guys down. We want you to lay people off." And they straight up told them, "No. Give us 2 weeks. We'll figure something out."
There it is. This project eventually doesn't work out. They decide to abandon it.
Yeah.
And now we're back to the movie.
And now, Wonderland 3 back in progress.
Yes. It's weird, like, this does not feel like a Wonderland sequel, and yet it does.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, like, again, it feels like another Man and Dog special, which, again, it was, but I don't know. I feel like if we had some scenes with like, script, with a script and stuff, and, like,
Either
we
that
placed them
or,
in,
like,
that would have made it a little
I
better.
found that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we both found that.
I don't. You know what? I want to make a side correction here. I don't think that's from the '90s. I think that's from 2000.
It could be, but it was like on the mechanism. Like it wasn't on the mask.
Oh, it was on the mechanism.
Yeah, if it was on the mask, I would say it's definitely from 2000, but it could
Yeah.
be from the 90s.
Okay.
It could be either. I really don't know.
Yeah, this tape went on and on of you guys trying to get her mask off.
Yeah.
I think if this movie had either maybe some interview, like new interviews, it would have definitely felt more like a Wonderland sequel. Or if it had a scripted element.
Yeah,
But it has a little bit of a scripted element, I would say.
And once we got her head off, we had to end up yanking the sides of her head out because the screws were just rotted.
Yeah, first of all, why the idea of using screws?
I have no idea. Because now it holds together fine. It's the same Velcro as before
Yeah.
that she has right now, but there's no screws and it holds on just fine.
Wow, that banjo looks good.
Banjo 2.0.
We should have gotten footage of one of us like playing it like a banjo.
That would be funny.
We should have.
And Hank could have said, "Hey, listen, you want a round 2 on that Deliverance song?" Yeah. And for those who don't know, when we did the 30th anniversary movie back in spring of 22, good lord, I was an underclassman at college during that time. We just for the fun of it, we filmed a segment for the 30th anniversary where it was just Ian and Hank having like a banjo duel.
Yeah,
And it was from the movie Deliverance.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. Yep.
That's where Rocky's other eye fur came from. Bottom of Hank's snout. You could tell how loose the snout was there. I had to really tighten it afterwards.
Yeah. How do you tighten it?
It's just a screw on the inside of the mask.
Ooh, what's these?
Man and Dog Show.
Another big thing that we were really hoping to do with the movie at one point. Another big thing that we wanted to do with the movie at some point was figure out how to program the 2 new songs that Larry Mangum's partner gave to us.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we couldn't.
And Butters, I think, knows a couple people who can help.
Yeah, it might still be possible, but I really don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's such old equipment in there, and not a lot of people really have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, now here comes the phase that people have been waiting to see since we announced this last year.
That stuff I'm holding, that was left over from the mini golf course that we had.
I
So
remember all the way back then.
And I think they were going to throw it out, so I just nabbed it. I'm like, oh, we need this. Yeah, we need it for the monkey band.
Yeah. I wasn't there that
This was
day.
great.
But yeah, so I remember around like I actually here's the thing. At the same when we started filming Wonderland 3, we were also bringing back the 90s at the time.
Yeah.
We were knee deep releasing episodes for Frontier Saga because this was late July, early August. And I remember during that time, you brought home one of the monkeys.
Right.
One of the monkeys from the band.
I had footage of it. I think it was in one of the trailers. We took the drum set out of the monkey band because I was gonna touch it up, and I did have footage of that, but it didn't make the cut. I brought the drums up to the Man and Dog, and I just painted up the silver, got rid of the rust.
Yep.
This project went nowhere. We tried. I got a little nervous. Remember, we kept shorting out the breaker switches.
It took up a lot more juice than it took.
Because I tried using the wires that are underneath the cage that were the original wires because I was hoping that they would work. Because if they didn't work, that would mean I have to drill holes in the cage and rewire the whole system from scratch. And I did not want to do that.
No.
And then it had to come down to that.
Yeah. I remember it just kept breaking, and we were nervous, like we might accidentally start an electrical fire.
Yeah, I was a little nervous about that. But when it kept shorting out the breaker switch, I'm like, okay, we got to rewire it, and I got to get new spotlights. And it sucked because the original spotlights that we found, I touched up, I fixed them up, painted them.
Yeah.
And now we can't use them because the wiring doesn't work. So I had to get new ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Actually, I'm trying to think of like some funny things with the monkey band. Wasn't there like a one time that you brought home one of the monkeys home and you accidentally?
Yeah, it was that one.
It was the xylophone one.
That
one. Yeah, I brought it home to check it because I I never messed around with them before, and I wanted to get them to turn on.
Mm-hmm.
And the secret to having them turn on, because I was wondering, like, how do you turn them on and off? How do they go? How does the sensor do it?
Yeah.
They're plugged into this box where if you can plug anything into this side of the box. There's 8 outlets, 4 on one side, 4 on the other side. If you plug anything to the 4 outlets on one side, they only turn on whenever like the music goes on. And that explains why the spotlights go on when the music goes on, all that stuff. So that's the stuff you have to plug into that side. Everything else on the other side, like the dollar box, the small lights around the cage. Once I get those hooked up,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I always wondered how those work.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, it's just a little motor that keeps like goes
So it's not
over
like
and
a
over. And
dog.
over.
Yeah, like it just keeps
No,
going
no
on
air,
and on forever.
no air pressure. It's all electric.
The Sonic Jam music again.
Yep.
What was nice too is that like it's such good music, and yet like I don't think they'll go after us for that. And actually, speaking of Sonic stuff, I may have a potential special coming up at the end of the year.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Do you remember when this was filmed, Alex?
Good Lord.
Was this
I
This
went-
was May.
This was May.
Yeah.
I literally remember, like, because I remember my spring semester wrapped up during this time, and I pretty much had a lot of free time in my hands, so I just came over there and just helped them with that. Yeah. Yeah, that was quiet in Denver with the Monkey Band. This is actually, I think, our second time watching this movie as a group.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh boy.
here it comes.
Somehow I forgot to take the jaw off before we did this. So that's when we did that.
What did you do?
It was really funny.
Oh, listen. By the way, yes, I was playing Chuck E. Cheese music while we were doing
Yeah, it
this.
was really fun hearing like Helen Henny singing while like taking her head off.
How'd you guys get the mask off without taking it off in half? You know, like
We just
it's got to be
pulled
hard to
it
do.
over, I guess.
Man.
Thankfully, it didn't cause any damage.
Wow.
Felt lucky about that.
Look at that. Well, it looks like you're holding a giant beach ball.
Off with her hand. Ian has officially become King Henry VIII.
Yes, I had to make that
Whoa! I
joke.
just realized that makes a lot of sense. Off with her head, the Queen of Wonderland. Oh, that makes sense. We should have had a little girl named Alice with us. That would have been only the true Disney fans would get that reference.
That I didn't.
We should have done that. Alice in Wonderland.
Here it comes.
Oh, this big.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Second cutaway.
It's Rockiana.
Rockiana.
I still can't believe you got that reference.
Oh, listen.
Oh, Miss Piggy, I don't think Junior's doing very well.
This bit. That had to be like one of the funniest things you've put in.
Yes.
Oh, Miss Piggy.
We couldn't put Henrietta's mask on Rocky though, because it was screwed together. I just thought of that now.
This is all together.
Yeah, look at the yeah. There's like screws in there. I'm like, guys, why? There's a thing called Velcro. Use it.
Thank goodness there were only 2. Could have been more.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
Oh boy.
This sticky screw here is rusted. Yeah. And
Yeah. Actually, Ian. I actually forget. Like, did you guys have to get like W40 or a grinder to get rid of the screw, or do you guys had to like unscrew it
You
off?
just had to yank it off.
Bend it, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how long that took.
Yeah.
Yeah, Henrietta's mask was never actually like planned.
Well, actually, I think we managed to unscrew one of them, but then we just ended up yanking the other one that was on there. Then pretty much.
Oh look, Henrietta's getting her pedicure.
Yeah, there you can see it's getting bent. That was the only real way to get it off, I guess. Yeah, Henrietta's Mask wasn't initially planned. Like, I was just going to redo Tony's and then redo some of Rocky's stuff.
And ultimately, you're like, well,
And
what the
then-
heck? Let's just go for
And
it.
then when you guys were trying to get the screws out, you had to cut holes in the mask. So I'm like, it's in such bad shape, we better replace the fabric. And then once we did that, it's like, well, why stop now? We got hangers forever. So then I ended up changing them too.
And now we're back to the monkey band setting. Yeah. Yeah, Andrew, remember this top bit where you were showing us how, like, electricity works?
Yeah, that's like a 101
Yes.
thing. I thought it'd be cool to share that because when I learned that, I'm like, yeah, now we can figure this out.
I also remember during this time, there was, like, this fan that always came to see us. I forget what.
Jason.
Jason, that's
Yeah,
his
you made
name.
it in the, I'm actually wearing his shirt.
Oh wow, you are wearing a shirt, Jason King
Jason
Dice.
Barr, King Dice.
Jason Barr King Dice. Oh wow.
Yeah, he and his mom came up to watch us a few times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
while we're,
right.
while we're
Yeah.
filming the
Yeah.
movie. So he got, like, exclusive backstage passes.
He made it in the movie.
Yeah, he did.
Towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
He
were
also
there-
got, Spooky News also got featured in the movie.
Yeah, and Cool Guy. Cool Guy Studios.
Actually, you want to hear something really funny? Spooky News did a news report of us making this movie.
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
it's so real. It's so well done.
Yeah, it feels like a real news report. And he made his own song sequence of fruit salad.
Yeah. Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. And boy, actually, when we do make a Wonderland 3 DVD release, we should include that as like a deleted scene.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see.
That would be funny.
I thought it was so funny that got released while we were up there.
Yeah.
Those pictures.
Yeah, remember those pictures, Andrew?
Yeah.
Because apparently somebody found like more pictures of Zach Periwinkles.
Yeah, I don't know where they found those.
But yeah, that gives us a lot more clue. Yeah.
Still not in Bubba though.
Yeah, I remember we encountered like issues with like the speaker wiring.
There's always something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was when they came up.
Oh, here's their cameo.
Yup. There's
Spooky News was just up there recently.
Oh yeah,
Helping,
yeah.
Yeah. Actually, is Connor CC in the movie?
He didn't make it in.
No, he's not
All the
in
Tony
this.
Zero stuff is tribute to him. So
Oh, cool guy. I know him.
That's a cool guy right there. And who was the other guy? Spooky
it's
News?
Joseph Spooky News. And here he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found the date.
Actually, you know what's funny? That date is so close to when you released your first Bring Back the 90s video.
That's my mom's birthday. 7/13.
What?
Mhm.
No way.
Yeah, that's also the same day of Live Aid. 7/13/85. I asked my mom. I said, "What were you doing that year for your birthday? Were you watching Live Aid?" She's like, "Not really. It was on TV, but not really."
Speaking of Live Aid, Queen's Live Aid concert performance cannot be unmatched. It is awesome.
Isn't that in theaters this fall for like a limited time, or was that last year?
I think that was like
And
last
that's
year.
an awesome shot right there. All three Man and Dog fans.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
There's a bit right there where Spooky News quoted 30th anniversary. He held up Henrietta's mask and he said, Halloween mask, anybody?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Here I'm talking about the mole.
Actually, you know what's funny?
It's,
Would it be funny if we contacted somebody who could actually make Halloween masks of these guys?
You probably could.
Yeah. Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone was already doing that. Somewhere out there, somebody's doing
yeah,
that.
look at how dirty that was.
Yeah.
That's from all
Yeah.
the safety pins and the old feathers.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now, how long did it take for you to get Henrietta cleaned up?
This one didn't take as long as Tony. It probably only took maybe 4 or 5 days.
Also, permit me to say, dude, your basement is like the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Like he
pretty
legit,
sweet.
he legit, his basement legit looks like a set of like a TV show or a podcast.
Mhm.
Haven't seen it yet.
It's so cool, dude.
Yeah,
The next time
it's cool.
the next time we come over to Boyer's place, you'll see.
Yeah.
And actually, I think during one of our visits, when we went to pick him up, you actually gave Andrew a VHS tape.
Oh yeah, the Beavis and Butthead one.
Yeah,
That's on yours.
it's actually currently up on YouTube.
Yeah. It'll be on my channel in like September.
Yeah.
Well, it's already uploaded on my channel, but it's private right now. We just gotta wait for the strikes to clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as the strikes clear up at the end of August, everything's going back up.
Yeah.
So,
Here we go.
here it comes.
Yeah.
Well, eventually, we're kind of all over the place. Yeah, I was editing this like crazy.
Yeah, actually, you were like editing this for like 48 hours straight.
So this was this was going to come out July 18th.
Yeah.
So on July 13th, which was the Saturday before, I still didn't have anything edited. The only thing I had edited was that clip. There is a way it can be done where we're all in the shop. That was it.
Oh, that's a good edit right there.
Yeah.
Like jumping back and forth between cameras.
You really took advantage of the 2 camera system.
Yeah, we should have more scenes where we have 2 cameras rolling.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. It looked like Blair Witch almost.
Yeah, it does. It'd be funny if one was in black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what would be really fun? Get like a Super 8mm film camera and film it off that.
Well,
I actually have
we'd have to record sound
a
separately
legit
because there's no
VHS
sound.
camera.
Yeah.
I have one from like the early 2000s, so it has sound and everything.
Oh, we could use that.
That would be cool to use.
I gotta get
I
a
have one of
battery
those
for
too.
it, though. I don't have a battery for
And there's actually a device that you could buy that allows you to digitize 8mm and Super 8mm film. So that's cool.
it. I have something that converts it to like a VHS format, though.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I have.
But yeah, like you like so anyway. You were saying something. Oh, Wacky Mouse. Let's just hope that a certain Disney character doesn't come after us. Wait, you were saying that like on Saturday, the Saturday before the movie came out, you didn't have anything ready for edit and such?
No, I just had that one scene, and that was like 2 little edits. So Sunday night, but I did have all the footage in folders labeled what day it was. and all
Because we
that.
filmed so much
We
footage
did.
for this movie.
We did, and a lot of it didn't make it into the film. That's how much we had. And plus, I was going through all the stuff that Dan had, all the stuff I was originally going to put in Wonderland 3, all the stuff from the first movie that didn't make it in. I mean, there was just so much. So, Monday, I started going, I finally, so I was in September of 2023 on Monday. So, like, I got 3 days. By the way, I don't even have the song sequences edited yet, and they take, like, all day. So, I'm like, all right, let me try to get from September to January. I got up to November on Monday. That's how long it was taking. And by the time I got to Wednesday, I got... yeah, that's a good one.
Dang, Blue, what happened to you?
But I finally got to, what was it? Wednesday night? Yeah, Wednesday night. So the night before the movie was supposed to come out, I'm like, you know what? I got to stop editing this film. I got to start looking at song sequences. I got to start cutting scenes out. I started editing eye to eye.
Yeah.
At 10:30 at night, on Wednesday night, sat in this chair.
Like, literally, you sit in the edge of the
Did
sofa.
not stop editing it. I got that sequence done by 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And the only time I took a break was to go to the bathroom. That's it. No eating break, nothing. That's how long that eye-to-eye sequence took. 10:30 at night till 7 in the morning.
And when you guys will see that segment in a bit, you'll see why it took them that long.
And then I just threw America's Dancing Again. And I remember editing 900 Miles. Dude, I was like zoning in and out while editing that thing. I had to stay
It came out
awake.
really good, though.
Yeah.
No, it came out good.
I remember when you were coming by at my place so that we could finally get the movie uploaded. You
Yeah.
looked like you fought in a war.
Yeah, I was
Like you
trying
were legit,
to,
you were very woozy
And I was getting worried because I wanted to do the test run on YouTube at your house on Wednesday, not Thursday morning, because in case we ran into problems, I would
we
know
can fix it.
how to fix it so that we're not fixing it the day of, you know?
Yeah.
Ian's wearing Rocky's outfit. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
This was good. So in this clip, you can't get the ears off, and I'm like, we got to make cuts in this to make it funnier.
It does make it funny.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Eventually, I got him off. It took a while.
Eventually, yes.
And what you saw earlier, that's the only time we ever had a character perform without a mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 80s fabric right there.
Oh wow.
And then that's different fabric there. But it looks pretty much the same.
It's the way his ears are positioned. Like he looks like 1999 again.
Yeah. And now his hat is just Velcroed on, so it's really easy.
Man,
Oh, that makes it so much easier.
I didn't know there was
Yeah.
gore in this movie.
We should have filmed it.
He swore he didn't think it would make the final cut.
Yeah. But luckily, luckily for me, we ran. I actually had a visit from somebody that I knew, so he couldn't stay at my house long, but he was able to continue the upload from Andrew's house, and I was checking my phone as well, making sure everything was coming through, and luckily we managed to hit the 8 o'clock deadline for this movie.
Yeah.
Because we said like 24 hours in advance that we're going to get this movie out by 8 p.m. on this day.
Now this was an interesting scene. So this footage here, this was the fall of 2014.
Yeah, I remember when they
yeah.
were like doing that.
You can tell it's the fall because the cubes aren't there, and we have the flags on the poles.
Yeah.
So this was okay. Now we're going back in time. This was in the fall here. This is the fall of 2023. So Dan and I, we were going to go on the roof. We were going to put in light bulbs in the castles to get them all to work. And I got footage of Dan talking, but I wanted him to come back so we could go on the roof together at night and actually do the job. Now here, see, we keep going back and forth. This is 2014.
Oh, that shot there.
This shot's 2014. This was supposed to be in the first movie. This shot right here. Because you can tell Dan's wearing a different hoodie. He's got like a blue hoodie on in
this
here.
shot right here.
This shot's 2014. Now we're in 2024. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what happened was I wrote a scene that was supposed to be kind of like Wonderland 3, kind of outlandish and crazy, like
Wonderland 2.
Yeah, or Wonderland 2, yeah. But Dan couldn't make it. So I just said, you know what, I got to have footage of me coming up here. So when I'm talking on the radio to Dan, when I'm up on the roof, Dan didn't record any lines for that. That's actually him talking from his interview from the first movie. So I was skimming through his interview. I'm like, does he say the word no? Does he say the word yes? Okay, let me edit his dialogue backwards, see if it sounds like yes, no, maybe. So let's put that in. So it looks like he's in the scene with me.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
Yeah. That pole right there, that actually holds up those flags right there.
Yeah.
So did they have to cut it off?
Yeah, they ended up cutting it off. They're gonna get new ones.
Oh, okay, good.
I love that
shot
shot
so
right
good.
there.
That's from the first. No, it's for the third movie, but that's inspired from the first film because there's a shot of Dan and John walking on the roof. Look, the Beasley Point smokestack was still up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's how you know. That's how you know it was October. Yeah.
Yep.
September, October.
Speaking of the smokestack, we actually did film a sequence for the movie where me and you are staying on the bridge, just enjoying ourselves, and then all of a sudden the thing just...
Yeah, but we did that in Frontier Saga, so it kind of felt repetitive.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll come back to it. I don't
By
know.
the way, in my movie, A Day in the Life, there is a scene where I accidentally blow up the power plant. And then I turn around and I see like a squadron of police and helicopters flying to the scene. It was hilarious.
Now, this scene of me on the roof, this was shot June 25th, 2024.
I think this was like 10:30 at night, I believe.
This was after everybody went home. Yeah, I was the only one in there with the scissor lift and got on the roof, and I was just praying to God nobody would see me and I wouldn't fall. And it worked out. But it looks like Dan's on the bottom on the boardwalk, even though that was filmed 7 months prior.
That must be pretty sketchy, though, because you look like you couldn't even see anything up there.
No.
So you guys brought the lights back in the building?
Well, we brought one of them back. We had to change 6 castles. I changed all 6, and then we turned the lights on, and I found out it's not the light bulbs, it's a wire. So we got to have an electrician look at it. But they have all new light bulbs in them.
That's good. Dude,
But I
once
thought
we
this was-
first... Yeah.
Yeah, see, this was new territory for the third film because it's like we've been here. The Wonderland movies had never been here before.
How long did it take for you to be up on that roof when you were filming this?
I was up there for about an hour, at least an hour.
This part definitely feels the most like a Wonderland movie to me.
Yeah.
Looking back on it now, I should have made those light bulbs explode. I should have done that. That would have been way funnier. I didn't think of it. How I thought of that at the time, I was like, we should have done
What,
that.
like when you screw it in all of a sudden it just explodes?
When
You're
I screw the new one in, have like the castle explode, and Dan just keep looking at it and keep talking like nothing's wrong with it.
And then you're like, would have been pretty
Maybe
funny.
next time.
Maybe Photoshop like a weird smirk on his face and a thought bubble. That's revenge for my license plates. That would have tied in with the second movie. It would have tied in perfectly. But but if we did a fourth one, he would have to be a full-on villain. You know, he would have to be just he couldn't be on the team anymore.
Not like a villain, but kind of like a mixture between protagonist and antagonist.
In a way, yeah.
There you go.
Maybe it like the fire sparks to all 10 castles blowing up, and then like some businesses down the boardwalk on fire. The whole boardwalk's on fire, and he's still talking. He doesn't.
And then we can jump
with
it.
I can imagine that being like a YouTube poop of this video.
Probably someone's gonna do that. Someone's gonna do that.
That is a challenge to anybody watching this.
We might do that in the fourth one. I don't know.
Yeah.
If we do the fourth one, because I already have some ideas for if we were to do a fourth. We're gonna do a fourth movie.
Yeah.
I know we are.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be like Wonderland 2. It's not gonna be like this.
Yeah.
Every other one will be a comedy.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Andrew in its natural habitat. You've been wanting to do that since you were a kid.
I was never into the Monkey Band growing up. Not really.
I was actually more into them than the Man and Dog growing up. Because my family always liked them. I actually have a video of them from 20 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess I never showed you that.
Oh. Yeah, we gotta see that. That would have been perfect for this video.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think.
Because my family never really knew about the Man and Dog, but they always saw the Monkey Band.
Yeah, this was yeah, that was I remember like shoot, I lost my train of thought. It's like that bit from Seinfeld where George's dad goes, "Yeah, you couldn't smooth as salt taking a bet." I lost my train of thought.
And the soundtrack is all built in a flash drive. Like all the audio for the Monkey Band show is like all the flash drive.
Yeah, it's a SIM card.
Yeah,
1 gigabyte SIM card.
Yeah, SIM card. Yeah, that's what I meant.
We haven't done this since Bring Back the 90s Part 2.
Yeah, this was scary.
That was sketchy.
Oh boy, this
Really weird.
yes.
Alex, I don't think you were here with us that day, right?
Not this
Alex
day.
was
It
there.
Yeah, because I had the
it was
camera
just,
sitting on the trash can.
3 of
Okay.
us.
Because we had to get that.
I think Alex was there when we put them back on.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
there.
okay.
That
I think I was at college during that time when you guys were doing this.
Yeah, look, the Monkey Band drum set is up there
Oh, yeah.
to the left, yeah, because I was painting it.
I love how cross-eyed Rocky looks here.
Yeah, his eyes are a little loose, so I was able to just kind of cross them, but they don't stay like that, so that's good.
Yo, remember when we took, I don't know if we took pictures of this, but it's weird looking at the stage with Rocky and Bubba not there, and it's like the band's breaking up.
Yeah, I have some.
Yeah, you
took pictures of that?
You created a meme
Yeah.
where Rocky tells Bubba, "I'm breaking up with you."
I have this one picture that looks like Rocky, like looking over at the stage, like from a distance.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that
Let me
picture.
see. That should have been a good teaser for Wonderland 4.
Yeah, some of these could be good teaser pictures. I used a couple of them, though.
And then we moved.
We should have moved him on the up front. But I didn't know when the train was going to open. I didn't know when the state was going to come to inspect the train or when we were going to open. So it was all over the place.
Every time this picture.
Bubba, I'm leaving. He's showing us a meme picture.
Yeah.
It says, Bubba, I'm leaving you.
That's a good picture.
This.
Oh, this was when I was editing this, I'm like, I know exactly what I'm going to say here. Because I'm not editing 2 hours of footage for this. That's literally what it felt like, guys.
Someone's like, the old memory got tired of waiting, and they had to hire a new one.
Meow, meow, meow.
I know he still isn't looking for work. Don't let me in.
Oh, by the way, SpongeBob turns 25.
Yep.
They're already doing like 25th anniversary celebrations.
next July it'll be the 25th anniversary when I first saw SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I didn't see it till a year later.
Actually, the SpongeBob movie was given a 4K remaster.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that.
This is when we were taking them off. And this was what, like 3 weeks later, I think, after we took them off? Because he sat in that position for like almost a month.
All of May, pretty much.
Yeah.
Man and dog fans actually noticed from the bottom of the pier that
Yeah,
something
some
was
people
off.
took pictures of him from the bottom.
Yo, I love how Bubba looks right there. He looks just like 99. Maybe it's the ears.
Yeah, I moved the ears down.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Like, he looks just like, he hasn't changed.
And I don't think it was mentioned in the movie, but I gave him a new hat this day. You get a new hat.
I don't think that was in the movie.
I think we included it in the movie.
Well, you
That
can
was
see
a
it in the
Oh,
movie.
wow.
That was a
What
nightmare.
is that?
We got most of the paint up, but I feel like if we had more time and if we kept going,
Yeah,
we
that
probably
would
could have
have
gotten
been
it.
taking. That would have been a month.
It just
that
took
would have
too
been
long.
Yeah, I feel like that could have taken a month at best.
Yeah,
And I
it's
would've liked-
months
I love
prior.
that.
That picture is great.
I would have liked to have done that because then we wouldn't have to mop the ground and, get the dust off. It would have been so much easier
Yeah,
because there's no paint on it. But, we just didn't have the time.
maybe next time. It's still possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, welcome back to another segment of The Joy of Painting with your host, Andrew Ross.
There were so many Bob Ross memes in the chat.
What was also funny was that as the movie was going on, I was interacting with the fans. So
Yeah. I'm using Wayne's light there from his shop.
paint some happy little strokes. Happy little strokes on the poles.
Oh yeah, I was painting the light. Wow, we did a lot.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was just chaos left from right when making this movie.
I'm so glad we that I decided let's just make it one movie instead of two.
Yeah.
Because making two would have killed it. Because part 3 was going to be part documentary, part story.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would have been too much. It was too much.
Yeah. Yeah. And that will save us some time, basically.
And I
Yeah.
think the title Wonderland 3 fits pretty well with everything that went on in this. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a lot of Wonderland stuff. Like, if all of this...
Because this is legit a Wonderland movie.
And plus, it's technically the first Wonderland movie where the big focus is on the man and dog, which we haven't done that. We hadn't done that before.
I know in the first Wonderland movie you did reference a bit about the man dog,
Yeah.
but it was mostly about the pier itself.
And they're referencing like 2 jokes in the second movie, but that's it.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry about me. I'm prepared for both.
Oh yeah, I hear assistant seated at Frontier Express. You hear the Hallelujah chorus, and I see them.
Uh-huh.
That was like the only joke in the
Yeah.
movie, I think.
And then there was another bit where you accidentally have your foot run over on a train.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
I
scene.
remember that.
Yeah.
Now, why did you put your foot on the track when you knew the train was coming? I got distracted.
We did do that take like 4 times because he couldn't get the line right, and then Pat, one of the maintenance guys, walked in front of the camera and flipped off the camera while we're filming it.
Bloopers, right?
I think it is.
I
Yeah.
like the bloopers.
Took us like 4 times.
The sheer amount of projects.
Yeah, the amount of projects
movie.
we've done for this movie was just...
It's funny.
Actually, how long did it take for you to do that?
I couldn't even tell you. It felt like
It
felt
definitely
endless.
took a while.
I will tell you this story. So I forget what day it was, but I know it was probably late May. I went to Wonderland Pier. I think it was the night my night off. I went up there at 10:30 after everybody went home, and I started doing the loading section. Painted everything black, and it dried within like 2 hours. At this point, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm still there. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to put the pink on it. And I put all the pink on it. By the time it was done, it was 6 o'clock in the morning. It was my first all-nighter at Wonderland Pier. And I must have played Dane Cook, Rough Around the Edges, like 4 times on CD. Just playing it over and over again while I was painting. It was crazy. I can't believe I did that. But I got the loading section finished in one day, and it was all dry by like 9 o'clock in the morning, which was perfect. We were opening the next day.
That window came out really good.
It did, yeah. I didn't want to paint it, but the rust, I just couldn't look at it anymore. Yeah, everything you're seeing there, that's what we did for the original, bringing back the '90s, getting rid of that tan on the fence and bringing the Fairfax brown at the time. Yeah, I always paint that dollar box every year because it always gets scratched up. Yeah, we were open that day. You can see the doors are open, but the monorail was closed. And I'm playing the Beatles Abbey Road. I played Abbey Road like 3 times, painting that. Because it takes so long to paint all that.
There's the coin machine right there.
Yeah, that was all edited out, but I'll put it in. You're wearing Bubba's hat.
Yeah.
He looks like a Dr. Seuss character.
I was wearing Hank's hat at another point, and it's just funny how it's just there, and we don't address it. I'm just wearing that.
Boyer 003 without context.
If Dan was helping us with that, that would have been the poster.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like, I would have had like a giant 3 on the cube in the corner and just say coming soon. I would have done that.
Yeah.
But Dan wasn't with it. I really wanted Dan with us that
Who
day.
remembers last time? I don't. I do. Boyers actually could do some good impersonations. Like, he could do an impersonation of Chuck E. Cheese and... See, Mouse Man, what's going down with Wonderland Pier?
Yeah, there was more that we did, but I figured, let's get this movie finished because I had to get the songs.
If we do a 4th Wonderland movie, there should be a segment where Wonder Bear is out on the pier doing his thing, and a bunch of kids, jump on him.
We're going to have to get extras to do that. We can't do that when we're open.
Because I know you said that you could have done that for Wonderland 2, but you couldn't.
No, I want Barney the dinosaur to come in and Wonder Bear to chase him with a baseball bat. That's what I want to do. That would be great.
Actually, you know what would be funnier?
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese showing up with Butters voicing him.
How about Chuck E. Cheese and Wonder Bear teaming up to beat up Barney the dinosaur?
Actually, how would
Prepare for the extinction. They chase after him.
And then the Teletubbies show up.
And then and then all 3 of them team up to destroy the Teletubbies.
Yes.
This was cool. I wanted to show you guys how the dollar box works.
Yeah.
It's the same for the man and dog.
Yeah.
Wonder Bear, Chuck E. Cheese, Barney, and Mickey Mouse team up against the Teletubbies.
What kind of crossover is this?
Finally got to happen.
Yeah, that's a good looking hat. It's a beautiful hat.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
yeah. Tony and Henrietta's hats aren't wearable, but those are. Velcro.
Ah, yes, the wagon wheel segment.
Yeah, there was a lot more footage of this, but I'm like, let's trim this down. That's where it was.
Yeah. It was also a good excuse for you to use that Hootie and the Blowfish song.
Oh, that was my idea from the beginning.
I hear that at work quite a bit.
That's dead.
They play that song at Playland? Wagon Wheel by Darius
Yeah.
Rucker? Oh, I didn't know that. That was tough screwing that together. I had to
How long did it
Come up
take
with
for you to
ideas.
do that?
I've heard Cotton Eye Joe play it.
half a day. I
Yeah,
think.
I've heard that too.
There you go. That's a beautiful looking wheel.
Yeah.
Looks like a bicycle wheel.
It's funny. If I paint that white, it looks like the giant wheel. And if we had gondolas to it, I could make it look like the giant wheel.
That would have been fun to do.
Maybe next year I'll paint it to look like the giant wheel, just for kicks.
That would be kind of cool.
I might do that. Next
Of
year.
course, you had to do the
Yeah,
Abbey
we
Road
did
thing.
Abbey Road. Yeah, it was the only time Dan and I were there.
It would be kind of cool to see like a train where all the wheels look like the giant wheel.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be fun to do. Another big thing we were trying to do is get the lights back on the trains. I remember that.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's just getting an electrician up there, getting permission for it, and actually wiring it together. I mean,
Yeah.
because the way they were originally wired, we could never do that again. That's impossible.
Yeah.
We'd have to change all the L brackets on the entire track,
Yeah.
and then get more of that orange track in there.
Oh, there's
It'd be crazy.
Jason Barr.
Oh yeah, we got him in the movie.
Yeah, they were there when we were recording the song sequences. That was fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I remember the one time when we were filming the song sequences, it was during a thunderstorm.
It was, and,
Yeah.
and I remember thinking, no, this is good because America's Dancing Again is going to be playing, and we're going to need that.
Yeah.
It'll sound like fireworks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And here's our. And again, this was tough because I didn't know how this movie was going to end, and I wanted to put 900 miles at the beginning of the movie, like when we're cutting the wood for the stars.
Yeah.
But the problem is, we filmed them after the restoration, and I didn't want to give away what they looked like at the beginning of the movie.
Right, because I remember you did that with 30th anniversary.
Yeah, like it was hard to do that. So I'm like, okay, we got to save all the songs for the end of the movie, which was good for me because it saved time on editing. Because I started editing this movie like 4 days before it came out.
Yeah.
So that actually worked out. Now, this shot here where I'm looking around, there was a whole backstory for this movie that we were going to film like more scenes with Dan, like script-wise, and we were going to tie it in, and we were going to have this whole montage and everything, and it didn't work out. I couldn't get Dan over here, and I didn't have time to finish writing it, but if we do a fourth movie and if it works out, I might incorporate some of those ideas into the fourth film, just to try to have it make sense. But instead, I just used that me looking around just as a segue to get into the song sequences.
Yeah.
But that's what my original plan was with that sequence.
Yeah, that's you, Butters, in the Wonder Bear suit.
Yeah, your drumming was spot on. I didn't have to slow down the drumming in post at all.
Right, because
Or speed it up.
I had
No.
my headphones in, so I was able to...
And you were able to
Yeah.
follow tempo.
You were. Eye to Eye was tough, labeling down that drum beat for Eye to Eye, trying to make it match. But once I had it, like it sounded good.
I think it's a couple beats early. This
Oh,
one's a
okay.
couple beats, so it doesn't sound quite as smooth as this one. Same with America's Dancing again.
Yeah.
Or just a little early.
Actually, you want to hear something? Yeah. But yeah, I remember the music video segments were fun to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun, because this was the first time we were using live music, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have the audio playing before. Now you can hear the drums.
Yeah.
It reminds me of what we did New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it is similar to that.
Yeah, we should have had, like, cameras recording, like, from, like, 7
Like a
different
tripod
angles.
setup.
We should have done that, yeah.
That would've been-
If we're open for Christmas again, we should do that
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I'd do that again.
Maybe you should dress up as the Wonder Bear and do it.
That would be cool.
You
I
should. That would be sweet.
Yeah.
People would love that.
Although if I ever have to take the suit off, I wonder how we would manage that.
Oh
I'd
yeah,
have to,
that
like,
would
run
be
to the
kind of.
bathroom or something. Like,
There's no bathroom up there. That's the problem.
yeah, I'd have to run all the way down the ramp and everything. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how we would do that.
I'll just
maybe
get a
we
golf
get
cart.
maybe we get a curtain up there, and you can close the curtain.
Yeah.
We could do that. We could. It's possible.
How would we mount that though?
But we can find a way to mount it.
Just get like a couple sticks. Just get
We
grab,
can,
like
we
a
can
couple
rent
poles.
stuff because I know
Yeah.
they let you rent
Right.
stuff like tripods and stuff to hang
Yeah.
like backdrops on.
I think Guitar Center does that, don't they?
Yeah, we could do that, and it'll cover up the drums because we already have a chain up there. We can do that.
How we get a chain thing?
Yeah. By the way, I remember a couple days ago, you went to the pier with a couple of your buddies, and we saw some kid climb under the fence.
Yeah, he was just standing on the stage until his parents picked him up. That was it.
I will say this: I got really excited when Eye to Eye was finally done.
Oh, Eye to Eye. That's the segment that literally took you like all night to do.
Yeah, this took me all night editing. I edited this the night before this movie came out, and I remember by the time I got to the end, I remember thinking, "Oh wow, this is better than I thought it was going to be." Because this song was your idea.
Yeah.
Your idea to do this song. I didn't come up with this song.
This
wanted
was
to do
all
this.
my idea. I'm like, wouldn't it be fun if we do Eye to Eye?
Yeah, because I was trying to think of like jukebox band songs. You said, "Let's do Eye to Eye" from a Goofy movie, and I'm like, "All right, we'll try it." And like this turned out to be the best one. And it took so long because we had a shot of us hitting Hank's mouth the whole time, but the camera was still, and I'm like, that's no fun. We got to get shots of Hank actually moving with the band. And that was really hard, because you got to like...
That shot right there, that's definitely
Yes, that was us
hitting the button.
Yeah, but when you see shots of Hank moving with the others
Yeah, like
moving,
that one.
that's like them singing Country Roads, Cotton Eye Joe, like, and that's hard to find, because you got to make it look like they're actually singing it.
Yeah, because there's one drum part in each part of the song that's like an offbeat, so it's kind of hard to line that up. Oh. And that's old piano footage, right?
Yeah.
Alright guys, looks like my time at the commentary is over. I have to go somewhere, but I'll see you guys next video.
This has been Alex Corson.
Alex Corson is here,
Alex
everyone.
Corson. Yep, I'll see you guys very soon.
All right, Alex. Thank you for joining us.
Yep. See you later.
See you.
Later.
And you painted that pipe, right?
Yeah, I painted Hank's pipe. That didn't make it in, but I painted it using the same color as the stars.
Ah,
That's why it's beige now. You can kind of see my feet in some of the shots, and I'm wearing just like regular sized socks.
Oh yeah, you can. I didn't see that before. Yeah, I was gonna redub my vocals here to make this sound better, but I didn't have time.
So that's just the audio from when
That's the audio from when we were filming it, yeah, which sounds terrible, but it is what it is.
yeah.
Maybe for the DVD I'll fix it up.
maybe we could clean up the drums a bit too.
Yeah, that too.
And we could add fruit salad in there. Oh yeah, another thing I did for part of this was I hot glued the E on the Wonder hat. It was falling off a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's right, the letters were falling off on his hat.
Yeah.
I'm glad you fixed that. Yeah, this came out really good.
Yeah, I like the shots of all of them singing it. It's
Wow, this turned out really good.
Drums are on beat there.
Yeah. And the thing is, you didn't do the drums on all this on the whole song.
Yeah.
So I had to take it and loop it, like find the starting point.
Because we had to duct tape the drumsticks to my hand in order for them to stay.
Right.
So eventually they would kind of slide, and like I would lose my grip off them. So then we had to stop.
And the thing is, this is the extended version of the song. It's not the it's not the version that we did.
I did notice it seemed a bit longer than what I remembered.
This was the version I had on my computer, so I should have had like Wonderland shots like flashing really fast at the end, but I just didn't have time. Like this killed me.
So is the DVD or
It's true. I tried to make it go fast here.
yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
It just ends.
Yeah.
I really like this shot here. The way this segues into the next one.
Oh yeah.
It's really good.
Now this shot, this is from the team video, 2023.
20.
Yeah, like you can like all the credits go up next to the block.
Oh, I thought maybe you filmed that.
I did, yeah,
Oh,
but
you filmed it for the-
it's from I filmed it for the team video, but I had it on my phone. I'm like, oh, let's put that
I
in.
forgot you film all of those.
Yeah, it's supposed to be for it's supposed to be 4th of July related, so let's use it. This is cool. It really does feel like Rocky's singing it.
Yep.
That's from Wonder's birthday, because the fireworks are off to the
That's
side.
what I figured most of the fireworks shots were from.
That was perfect.
Yeah, that was a shot from one of the songs, right? Like that wasn't even.
Yeah.
It just happened to line up.
Well, we're 5 months away from Christmas time, so who knows what we're going to do for the Christmas one. Bring the Christmas tree back, Christmas lights, and a lot of Christmas commercials. And the Eaton Park cookies. Hopefully.
7.0.
Maybe. I don't know if we're going to call it. Maybe
Maybe
we'll
a
call
more
it that.
creative title, like how 6.0 was Winter Wonderland.
Yeah. We're going to start having long titles from now on.
All of them are just going to get longer and longer every time.
Yeah.
Could be the Man and Dog Christmas Edition 7.0 Winter Wonderland Part 2.
Yeah.
Part 2, Merry Noel. Just keep it going.
That'll be 8.0.
8.0.
Just keep adding subtitles.
Yes.
The Man and Dog Christmas Edition 8.0 Winter Wonderland Part 3 with Merry Noel.
Say that 5 times fast. Alex had an idea of getting this song out for 4th of July as a promo for the 3rd film, and I didn't have it edited in time, but we would have put this out on 4th of July.
Yeah.
We would have. But there's always next year. We should try to find like 4th of July songs and like have like a concert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to upload any of these songs as like a promo, but I understand now why you did not.
Yeah, none of it was edited.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do it now. I'm gonna post these as like single videos. So at some point, like you know, once the strikes clear up, we're gonna have like video after video after video coming up. So
It's pretty simple.
yeah. Yeah, thank you, Kenny, for the microphones. Thank you. Always comes through with those microphones.
Come back real soon.
I told Dan about that. He's like, it's like the end of a James Bond movie. Like James Bond will return. That's what it felt like. Yeah, they'll go up eventually once summer dies down because they're already made now. So now all we got to do is wire them and hang them up. That's not going to take long. We just can't do it right now because we're open and we're busy with the rides. So
Is this a royalty-free song or is this some?
oh yeah, this is royalty free. Well, that's it. It took 9 years to make 3 films.
Yeah.
And I had to include this after credit scene.
Oh yeah.
I had to put that in.
Yep.
Yes.
So this made it into a promo.
Yeah. Wonderland put it on their Instagram, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. I gave it to them, to management. I didn't know they were going to put it on their Instagram, though. Nice. All right, everyone. Well, I'm Andrew Boylan.
I mean, McGill.
I'm Butters 003.
And we hope you guys enjoyed the 4 of us talking about Wonderland 3. And we'll see you guys later.
All right.